Welcome back to Friends with Benefits Car Club, where the cars are fast, the takes are hot, and automakers keep handing us comedy gold on four wheels. Mitsubishi is jumping into the EV game by rebadging a Nissan, because why innovate when Control-C, Control-V exists? Hyundai's out here building a robot army in their factories. No word yet on whether they're unionizing. Aston Martin finally added Apple CarPlay in 2025 like they just unlocked a side quest. And Google's Gemini AI is coming to Android Auto, so now your car can ignore you and talk back. Subaru's having second thoughts about EVs, and honestly, same. And somewhere out there, Mercedes-AMG teamed up with an art collective to make car-inspired furniture. Why? Because rich people need conversation starters too. Buckle up, this one's a ride. Let's kick things off with Mitsubishi, the brand that once gave us rally legends like the Lancer Evolution and has since spent the last decade fading into the background like a washed-up rock star doing commercials in Japan. But now, Mitsubishi's back with a plan to electrify the US market. A bold new direction, a revolutionary leap forward, except it's not. Instead of developing its own EV, Mitsubishi is partnering with its longtime frenemy, Nissan, to bring an already existing electric vehicle to America with a Mitsubishi badge slapped on the front. It's like showing up to a potluck with a store-bought pie, removing the label and saying, "I baked this myself." To be clear, this isn't just laziness, it's strategic laziness. Mitsubishi and Nissan are part of the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance, which is corporate speak for let's all use each other's stuff to save money. Nissan already has a solid EV in the Aria, and Mitsubishi figures, why spend $1 billion developing a new one when we can just rebadge theirs and call it a day? From a business perspective, it's actually kind of genius. From a branding perspective though, it's complicated. Will American buyers get excited about a Mitsubishi EV that's secretly a Nissan under the hood? That depends. Are you the type of person who's cool with wearing fake Yeezys if they still look good? And while we're at it, let's not pretend this is new. Mitsubishi did this before with the Outlander Sport and the Nissan Rogue Sport. At this point, they're just becoming that kid in class who asks to copy your homework and promises to make it look different. The real question is, what will Mitsubishi add to make this more than just a rebranded Aria? New styling? More aggressive pricing? A unique trim level called Evolution just to gaslight us into thinking the old Mitsubishi DNA is back? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, Mitsubishi is done sitting on the sidelines of the EV race. They may not be building the car themselves, but they're hitching a ride and hoping no one notices who's really behind the wheel. Speaking of automakers embracing the future, Hyundai said, "Hold my torque wrench," and deployed humanoid robots in their factories. Meet DLE, short for Drive You Crazy with How Human I Look, a robot designed by Hyundai Motor Group to work alongside actual human beings. Or replace them. The jury's still out. DALL-E is smart, fast, and eerily polite. It can pick up parts, handle delicate materials, and probably beat you at chess during lunch. Hyundai is betting big on an automation, and while that's exciting from a tech perspective, you can't help but imagine factory workers nervously side-eyeing their new robotic co-workers like, "So, am I training my replacement, or what?" There's also something poetic about Hyundai, known for being practical, reliable, and affordable, being the one to lead the robot revolution. It's always the quiet ones. But let's be honest, if this ends with robots building other robots while we sip soju and watch K-dramas, maybe we're not mad at it. From Hyundai's high-tech factories to Aston Martin's finally embracing a basic tech feature, we now pivot to what might be the most British upgrade of all time, Apple CarPlay in 2025. Yes, Aston Martin, the luxury brand known for making cars fit for spies and royalty, just announced it's adding wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto across its entire lineup. What a bold move. In the same way discovering TikTok in 2024 would be bold, apparently, Aston wanted to make sure the integration matched their high-end interiors, which is code for, we just figured out how to make it not look like a discount rental. But hey, better late than never. Now you can finally connect your phone to your $250,000 car without pulling out a USB cable and a prayer. So, congrats to Aston owners. You can now tell Siri to play Adele while feeling like James Bond. And yes, it only took a global tech revolution and customer complaints for it to happen. And speaking of smart systems, Android Auto is getting the glow up thanks to Gemini AI. Google's saying, you know what would make driving better? Giving your dashboard a brain. A very large, language-trained brain. Soon, your car could respond to commands like, navigate to the nearest charger, text my boss that I'm stuck in traffic, or play a playlist that makes me feel like I have my life together. With Gemini AI baked into Android Auto, your infotainment system will feel less like a map and more like your overly enthusiastic co-pilot. It'll summarize emails, find restaurants, and probably start judging your taste in music if you dare play Kendrick. Now, if Google really wanted to help, they trained Gemini to explain why your check engine light is on in plain English. Until then, it's just nice knowing your car might soon know more about your calendar than you do. Let's talk about XPeng, the Chinese EV company that's been quietly watching Tesla from the corner of the classroom and now just stood up with the redesigned P7 that says, "Look who graduated with honors." The 2026 XPeng P7 is more than just a facelift. It's a global calling card. XPeng didn't just slap on some new headlights and call it a day. They've revamped the front fascia, improved the aerodynamics, refined the chassis, and added better battery options to increase range. It's like they finally cracked the code on how to blend sporty design with luxury tech. Inside, the minimalist layout and dual screen setup scream premium, while under the hood, dual motor options push it into serious performance territory. Think 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds, which is quick enough to spill your bubble tea. But here's the kicker, XPeng isn't just playing in China anymore. They're already shipping to Europe and eyeing global expansion. If they can keep pricing competitive and navigate the messy world of tariffs and regulations, we could be seeing P7s pulling up next to Model 3s on US roads soon. And unlike certain brands that took years to add basic smartphone integration, Aston Martin, we're looking at you. XPeng's already integrating AI voice assistants, self-driving tech, and full OTA updates. Translation? Tesla has real competition knocking on its door, and this one doesn't tweet. Now, from futuristic EV sedans to good old Subaru, who's over here doing their best maybe later impression when it comes to going fully electric. Subaru recently announced that it's rethinking its aggressive EV rollout strategy. Why? Because it turns out selling EVs is a bit trickier when your core buyers care more about trailheads than charging heads. The Subaru Solterra, co-developed with Toyota, was supposed to be their big entrance into the electric world, but let's just say it didn't exactly cause a stampede at dealerships. Between low availability, limited range, and a badge that felt more Toyota than Subaru, it just didn't connect with the Outback and WRX faithful. Subaru says they're still committed to EVs, but in their words, they want to respond flexibly to market changes. Translation: we're gonna let everyone else burn cash on this whole EV race and show up when the infrastructure actually works. Honestly, we know how this story usually goes. Brands that sit around waiting for all the tech and infrastructure to be perfect tend to get left behind, or worse, forgotten. If Subaru doesn't act soon, they risk joining the ranks of Kodak, Nokia, and BlackBerry, companies that once led the pack only to blink and find themselves irrelevant. Now sure, in today's uncertain EV economy, taking a cautious approach seems smart, but if they wait too long, the game might move on without them. You're starting to see where I'm going with this. What are your thoughts? Should Subaru say F it and build their own EV from scratch? Or play it safe and wait until the charging stations outnumber Starbucks? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where y'all stand. Okay, let's wrap things up with the story nobody saw coming. Mercedes-AMG and an art collective teamed up, not to build a car, but to make furniture. Yes, furniture. In a collaboration with viral design group Space Available, Mercedes-AMG has launched a collection of car-inspired home decor pieces made from recycled materials. The idea? Transform the essence of performance luxury into chairs, stools, and abstract lighting pieces that look like something out of Blade Runner, Interior Design Edition. Now don't expect subtlety, these pieces are wild. They blend AMG's aggressive aesthetic with flowing sculptural lines that are clearly designed for those who sip matcha in minimalistic penthouses. It's part sustainability, part performance art, and all flex. Mercedes says this move connects the dots between luxury performance and conscious living. I say it's for people who want to say, I love cars, without getting oil on their Balenciaga loafers. Either way, if you've ever wanted to sit in a chair that whispers V.8 bi-turbo, your moment has arrived. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of Friends with Benefits Car Club, your weekly reminder that the car world is still the Wild West, only with more chrome and questionable decisions. From rebadged EVs to robot factory workers, from furniture designed by artists on Red Bull to Subaru backpedaling like they saw the gas prices drop. We've had quite the ride. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. We can take it. Leave your thoughts in the comments. which story shocked you the most? And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, I'll leave them up on the screen for you. Seriously, thank you for watching to the end. It means the world to us. Whether you're here for the laughs, the news, or just to hang out, you're part of the Friends with Benefits family. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep driving, and remember, if the car you're driving doesn't make you feel like a superhero, you're driving the wrong one. Friends with Benefits, driving off.